Woke up this morning, got ourselves some deaths. Yes, it's the Sopranos season 1 with 13. There was 15. 2 unnamed. Well, they were named, but they weren't seen on screen, so therefore we didn't include them. Fair enough.
They're not important, they don't count.
They had an open casket and Junior made a joke about one of them. The other one was sort of some kid that died. But we kick off in 13th place with none other than John Claiborne. The guy that tried to kill Tony along with another black guy, and that was the worst death I've ever seen.
The worst assassination attempt I've ever seen.
No, literally, that's not an exaggeration in my opinion.
Yeah, normally we come out in our feds and we'll say, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever seen, when it's in reality it's not. But yeah, this was such a phony attempt. It was all, you'd think you were watching a comedy show.
You would. And I just don't get it why both of them leaning in. And it's the fact his partner kills him. I mean, look how fucking fat Tony is, and he missed him.
Exactly, and it's like when he takes the first shot, Tony's just like he's just purchased like a bottle of orange juice, and he shoots the fucking orange juice, and it's like Tony's a big fat bastard. How the hell can you miss Tony and hit a wee small target that is the OG?
Exactly. And this is the OG of this list, and we're talking about comedy there. So we're coming in with number 12, Hector Anthony. Of course, Brendan at the start, they're robbing trucks. They rob the truck driver. One of them drops the gun, ends up shooting this Hector guy. Again, it's fit.
I just don't see how a gun hitting the ground could make the trigger.
It's not a grenade. I mean, at least if the grenade fell on the pin, it could maybe pop it.
Yeah, but I just don't see how. Does the trigger not actually need to be you need to like secure the trigger, don't you, and then pull it? I just don't see how a gun could. And it's the way the gun, happened to bounce off the ground, and then the trigger got pulled, and the gun happened to be aiming at this man. It was like, again, it was like another comedy death.
But at least this was a bit more. I know it's pretty unrealistic, the gun going off, but with the one previous,
it was like a side thing, so I don't really mind it as much. It's like kind of like a side mission, isn't it? Whereas
Tony wasn't.
The other death was like main story arc, you know what I mean? It's like an assassination attempt on the main fucking character of the show, and
exactly.
It looked horrible, but whatever.
But talking of main story arcs, we've got Mikey. He was the orchestrator of that epic hit on Tony, and I feel like this guy get done dirty. Another very phony killing where Polly and Chris are pulling the trigger, but they're pulling the guns back and forth like it's going to deliver more power.
Yeah, as if it's the first time shooting someone, like it's kids with pellet guns or some shit. And then the whole chase, he's just out jogging, and then they decide to chase him into the forest. Poison Ivy as well. It's almost like they're trying to make it fun, and he's like kind of like pleads for his life a wee bit. Then they just like shooting him. It's like I just felt like he deserved a more important death, like a bigger death. I felt like the build up should have been better. It just it's 1 minute. It's like 1 minute they don't plan on killing him, and the next minute it's like, yeah, he's gonna have to go, and then next scene he's pretty much dead.
Yeah, I know. Like,
for a guy that's so high in the organisation,
you don't even get like a final scene between him and Junior. The final scene between him and Junior
is when they all walk out
of the meeting where they're basically agreed that
Jimmy's going.
The Jimmy's are at, but in reality, see, Junior, your entire crew's going. But I thought, because let's be real, who would you say was the biggest death of season 1? It would probably be this guy.
In terms of characters? Yeah, I would say.
Of course, Jackie Aprile was boss. You've got Jimmy, who was a part of Tony's crew, but Mikey was like the main sort of antagonist. I know Junior, of course, right? He's like the main guy against Tony. But whatever way you look at it, you could argue, I mean, they're kind of both antagonists. But Mikey didn't get the death, in my opinion, that he warranted. I felt like he should have lived into season 2. You want to check out that video about us talking about if he got killed off too early? Go check it out. Talking about another guy I think got shafted, Jimmy Altieri. Of course, Ratted. Even though there was like no proper tangible proof, they kind of just like, he made it so obvious that he was a rat. I guess he didn't really need tangible proof, but yeah, literally him and Chris walk into a hotel room. He thinks he's getting with some Russians. Out steps Silvio, back of the dome, bang, good night. Why don't you speak into your wire, Jimmy?
Again, another
fucking wire, Jimmy.
It felt like like Jimmy reaches for his gun, and like I don't know, it just seems sloppy.
Like even the camera work was sloppy. It was like slow motion. Like the first time they did it in the entire fucking show, and he's like,
it's like Chris has the leverage here, and like he literally could have died. the scene, like, where Jimmy grabs the gun.
No, I mean, it was smart because the fact he was coming over here to get with some Russians, it meant he couldn't put the wire on because he was going to have to take his clothes off.
Yeah.
So I'll give Silvio and Chris some fucking credit where it's due.
His
But
guard was a bit down, and yeah, no, I get
but
that.
this very easy. I mean, very easily here. Jimmy could have killed Chris,
Yep.
or like a few people could have got shot.
I agree. It's like like should they not have waited till they had like
It's almost
the gun
like
pointed at
Jimmy
them
gets
before-
the gun before Silvio's opened the fucking door.
Yeah, he did. It's like, should Silvio not have come out the door first before they, told Jimmy that they knew about it?
I know. It was very, very dodgy.
And again, I just expected more of a build up to it. I thought the finale was primarily going to be about how they get rid of Jimmy, how they take the hit on Jimmy. But I mean, pretty much he dies in like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't get though, right? So
it's very strange.
So at the end of episode 11, Tony figures out that, oh shit, it's Jimmy, it's not Pussy, that's the rat. And then you've got episode 12,
Yeah, but
where they do nothing about Jimmy.
But, no, since I believe this is kind of similar, and it's kind of two shows that are like, let's be real, right? You can't really compare The Walking Dead to like shows like Breaking Bad and Sons of Anarchy, right? Because I mean, The Walking Dead, you're beyond like civilization. There's no law anymore, right? There's no responsibility. There's no what do you call it? Your actions don't really get punished. There's no what do you call it?
Accountability.
Like accountability for your actions, right? There's none of that. So let's try and compare two shows that are actually kind of similar. I would say The Sopranos and Sons of Anarchy are kind of similar to a level where it's kind of like organizations committing crime,
Yep.
profiting. Who done the rat / wire story better? Sons of Anarchy with Opie, or Sopranos with this?
Sons of Anarchy.
Look at
every day of the
look
week.
at went into Opie's death. Like Clay and Tig were like going back and forth, like, well, where Opie's the man. And then they actually got tangible proof, and then like you literally got a whole episode that was pretty much leading up to Tig eventually having to try and do it. But with this, it was kind of like, oh, Jimmy's the rat, and then 5 minutes later, deed.
I know, but then all the fanboys, the Sopranos, would be like, oh, but that's realistic. It's a fucking TV show, right? It doesn't need to be done 100% the way it's done in real life. And see if it is done. There's not been a shootout in real life as bad as the Tony one, so fuck your realism. Out the window, out the door. But that leaves us at number 10. Let's go into number 9. Next up, we have Donny Padana coming in at number 9. This guy is basically the guy who hired the black guys on order from Mikey, and he basically just makes a joke about...
I'm glad you can remember him, because I couldn't.
So basically...
I know who he is now.
He's the guy who makes the joke of, oh, maybe Tony's mother should order the assassination on him.
And he pays with it.
Because Junior's like, I don't like his mouth, Mikey. Kill him. That's the reason he's 9th, right? Because it's just a simple mock execution. Not a mock. It's just a simple execution, right? But the reasoning's just fucking stupid. Like, let's just kill a guy in broad daylight because I don't like his mouth.
I personally thought it was more because, like, the less people he wanted to know about it, the better.
No, I think it was just because...
You think it's because he told the joke about Tony's mother?
Yeah. Literally, because he was...
No, I don't think Junior liked that, but...
I think he was willing to let him live. Personally, I do.
Oh, well. There you go.
There you go, but...
A joke got him killed. Normally in 2023, jokes get you cancelled. But in The Sopranos, it gets you killed, so, oh well.
Gets you killed, but again, we're kind of getting the deaths now that just don't mean much. Next up with Galalges. So basically, you remember this? A hit is a hit. They come in, they shoot a few guys, and they get like briefcases full of money.
Yep.
So yeah, basically that guy gets killed. He's got the duct tape around his mouth. Paulie says, "I will see you," then he shoots him through the eye or whatever. Kind of similar to Brendan. Just one of those deaths that ain't bad, ain't good. It's just a kill.
Just there.
It's just, yeah, exactly.
Random kill.
It's just a kill.
Nothing good about it, but at least it wasn't like horrible, so...
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it gets so high.
That's why it's like the halfway point. But next up, literally at the halfway point, we have former boss, Jackie Aprile, dying of stomach cancer. So again, kind of one of those ones that ain't bad, but ain't good. But he was the main man, so therefore, is writing him off with cancer really the greatest thing?
Well, I mean, you say that as if he should be able to overcome it. Like, at the end of the day, I mean, doesn't matter how good you are.
All right,
but we've seen cancer eliminate great men before. So like,
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying maybe they should have written it better, where he didn't have cancer and he got shot or something.
I do feel like I'm not saying if you die of cancer you're a bum. I'm not saying that, but it does feel like a job or death. I feel like people that get like cancer don't tend to be like main characters and shit. I mean, Walter White had cancer, right? But it's that maybe it's not really what killed him. You know what I mean? That's what gave him the motivation to do what he was doing.
The energy.
But it's not like cancer was the deciding factor in what killed Walter White. No, what killed Walter White was him being Heisenberg, and obviously, he got a bullet bled out.
God bless his soul,
Jackie. But I feel like with Jackie Aprile, he just, he was the boss. He gets cancer, and then, like 3 episodes time, that's him done, dead.
I know he was sick, right? But even in the sit-downs, I mean, not that they had many sit-downs, but seeing he's sitting talking with Junior and Tony, he just didn't come across to me as the man.
No. Plus, I think that Sopranos have killed a lot of main characters. Or characters, or important characters, let's say in season 1, and I don't know, I'm not saying that you can't become... I'm not saying that you can't become like a main character in one season, but I think a lot of these characters that are supposed to be important in the Sopranos universe are just not going to be that memorable. Like, I know Jackie Aprile was supposed to be the top man, but...
He was in 4 episodes.
Yeah, he was in 4
I don't even think he was in 4. He just died in episode 4.
Yeah, he died in episode 4, but let's be honest, right? Let's say for argument's sake he was in all 4. He didn't get much screen time.
No. Absolutely not.
To me, his death didn't really have... Whereas Brandon, at least with Brandon, I felt like... Brendan, I feel like he actually featured in most of the opening 3 episodes. Like, he featured quite heavily.
I'd say he was like the third. Behind Chris and Tony, I'd say
it was Tony, and then anytime you've seen Chris, Brendan was with him. So I feel like Brendan's death had more of an impact. Jackie Aprile, he's just like... He's more of a guy that they spoke about. Oh, yeah. Jackie, you know what I mean?
And they'll continue to speak about him, but coming out at number 6...
The myth, the legend, Jackie Aprile.
Freddie, Tony and Meadow were looking at colleges and he spotted a specky bastard that ratted on them.
So was it Ryan Womanite?
No, it was Freddie Fabi, or whatever, right? Fred the Rat, right? So basically, this is hailed as like one of the most groundbreaking TV episodes ever, one of the greatest TV episodes ever. All it is Tony just killing a guy with fucking wires.
Yeah, literally, wires. He's trying to get Meadow into like a university, but instead he decides to follow some guy that used to know who he thinks
like people hype this up though because it's like, oh, it shows you like the true side of Tony. Hold on here, we're watching a show about the fucking mafia.
I think we're well aware that the guy's capable of stuff. Like, he's hardly fucking squeaky clean, is he?
I know. I just don't get. I don't get people's fascination with this episode.
But see, until this,
I think it's one of the worst rated episodes we gave.
I didn't up until Tony kills this guy. I didn't believe that Tony's a nice guy. He's a saint who doesn't know about any of the bad stuff that happens. I mean,
like, I know he's like the ducks, and he has like I think he does show points of caring, but every bad person and psychopath does have their soft side.
Yeah, no, I don't think Tony is. I wouldn't say he's evil or necessarily. I mean, I don't think he would kill innocent people.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say he's a good guy. Like, you know.
No, he's not a good guy. He's definitely not a good guy. But Big Fred comes in, number 6. 5th place, Rusty Irish. Mikey throws him off a bridge because he was drug dealing. Again, character's kind of irrelevant, but I like the visual of him getting thrown off a bridge.
I mean, it was, but again, they kind of made it seem as if here, this drug dealer's a bad guy. He's going to have to go because I think his drugs...
Kill a kid, Dominic, who could have been on this list, but you know what? We didn't know him, so fuck Dom.
But it's like, I mean, don't they do drugs as well?
Exactly.
So it's just very hypocritical.
So he was the top drug dealer for one of Tony's crew.
You know, it's like, but that is like a kind of real life thing. It's like, you know, you might get these groups or these gangs or these organisations or whatever. Oh, we don't allow drug dealers. No, what it really is you don't allow someone taking away for your profit of your piece of the pie, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? These people don't really mind drugs as long as they're the ones selling them and making the money for it.
Exactly.
It's when these outsiders
when the outsiders come in.
You know, when the outsiders sell the drugs, they make it, oh, we hate drugs and all that stuff, we're against. No, it's just that there's people selling drugs and you ain't getting the money for that.
You ain't getting the money. But talking of bridges, we've got Finn. Police Detective Finn up next. He flashed his badge so he could get along the traffic jam, parked it, jumped off. So 2 bridge deaths in a row.
I was sad to see Finn go. I actually liked Finn.
I know, I liked him.
I don't think
some
he
of
should
him
have
and
killed
Tony's
himself.
dialogue was fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he should have killed himself. Like, I think he killed himself over nothing a wee bit. Like, well, not nothing, but
He
I
killed
think
himself for plot purposes, because if he doesn't die, then he can admit here it was Jimmy, it wasn't him. Therefore, him dying kind of leaves the whole.
Okay, would it not be better? Would it not be better if Jimmy killed him, or does Jimmy not know about this relationship?
I don't think Jimmy knows about this relationship.
Would it not be better if Jimmy? I think that might have been better if Jimmy found out.
Yeah, would it give Jimmy something to do?
Then Jimmy kills Finn to protect his.
Lie?
Yeah, personally, I think something like that would have been better. I just think Finn, killing himself is a bit cheap. But, I mean, whatever.
It's still a pretty good death, but 2 bridge deaths in a season? Is that going to be topped in any other show? I don't really think so.
No.
I don't think of suicides. No, I mean, usually it's the rope, like. But bridges.
Well, if we're counting walkers, I mean, quite a few walkers get thrown off a bridge in The Walking Dead, like.
Well, we're not counting shitey walkers, but we're into the podium places.
Top 3! You made it here. Your death was pretty good.
And it is the first kill of the series. It's Emil Kolar from the Czech Republic. If you can tell the commie bastards back in Polark to fuck off, you can tell us. Chris kills him in the butcher shop.
Didn't think he deserved to die, like, but
I know Chris just, and it was like another like overdone shot though, wasn't it?
yeah. No,
He shoots him, but like it's like he was like really heavy-handed about it. He like shot him. The gun there fucking hits the roof. Back.
So
chops
why
him up.
did Chris kill him again? Remind everybody.
It was to basically send a message to the Polacks with the garbage business. Remember in episode 1 they made a big deal out of that? And basically they were like, well, we're not paying you guys because we told the commies back in Czechoslovakia we don't fucking pay them, so we're not going to pay yous.
Well, I guess they're all paying out that one of their guys is gone.
Exactly, that's pretty much it. But it was the first kill of the series.
But like, is that not a bit extreme though? Could they not have sent a message or differently?
I know, but again, I think that's just the...
Like burning down a restaurant or something?
But see, is that not a bit stupid though? Like, Tony obviously gives the okay for this hit, because Chris wouldn't do shit without Tony's permission, but then in episode 5 when he chokes a guy, ho, what? Tony's a bad guy, even though he just gave the...
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I don't know, Chris isn't even really like an official part, he's not one of Tony's men. It's like...
Especially in the pilot.
You get the feeling that Chris isn't really a guy that's killed many people. That's what I get anyway.
It's his first kill.
Well, to me, that giving away his first kill in the first episode is ridiculous. That makes no sense to me. Like, I think that's
No, because
dumb.
not remember he talks to Polly. He's like, I'm having nightmares about the guy. Then Polly's like, it'll get easier the more people you kill.
Yeah, well, I suppose. I don't know. I just think maybe his first kill shouldn't have been in the premiere episode, but
Maybe.
whatever.
Next up though, number 2 with Chucky Sigmore. Tony whips out the gun for the fish. Bang. Good night, you're dead.
Again, another death that I don't think was deserved. Thought it was a bit unnecessary. However, I mean, it's not every day that you hide a gun inside the mouth of a big fish and then pull it out to shoot somebody. So
Imagine he fucking dropped it though, and the gun filled its arse. His full fucking hand in the fish's throat trying to find it. He has to slap him over the head with a fish.
Imagine he dropped the fish with the gun inside it and the fish's tail hit the deck and it set the gun off and the bullet comes out the fucking fish's tail or whatever, or fish's mouth and...
Fuck, Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo on crack. But anyway, right, that brings us to number 1.
And then he gets buried in the ocean, by the way, with some cinder blocks, if anyone cares.
It was a bit pish, wasn't it? Right. Anyway, number 1. A death I actually thought was good, even if they did
I didn't want it, but it happened.
They killed him a bit early. Brendan Follow.
Brendan Follow was enjoying a nice little soak in the bath.
Rub-a-dub-dub. I'm in the bath.
Boom! In comes Mikey, and just like a nice clean assassination.
A sash.
Assassination. Boom! One shot. Cold hard killer. Mikey just like lined it up and boom. It wasn't this. He starts like pulling the gun and poof, 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 and he's got the hand action, the arm action back and forth. No, it was just lined it up. Boom! Brendan's dead. Mikey left the bathroom.
And no, I thought was really good about this kill. Seeing Brendan opened his eyes and saw Mikey, he went hijack, and then when he killed me, he said bye Jack. Now, why did he say hijack? Because he was hijacking trucks. That's a pretty smart line. Hi Jack, killed him. Bye Jack.
His name no Jack, no. It'd be good if his name was Jack. We got a middle name, Jack.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know, like, Brendan's probably thinking in his last second of what the fuck's he said Jack for?
No, I get that, like, but it doesn't really make much sense saying bye Jack, does it? If his name's not Jack. No, I get the hi Jack, but it would be better if his name was actually Jack.
It would.
And he's like, oh, hi Jack, as in, yeah, your name's Jack, but you also hijacked the trucks. I mean, saying hi Jack, then bye Jack, when the guy's not even Jack, it does sound a bit shit, like.
It does.
It was the best death of season 1, so yeah, there you go.
And well, that's us, guys. We'll be back with more rankings. We'll rank every character, every episode, and I believe that'll be us sailing on to the sunset. Oh, that is season 2. Will it be better than season 1? Who knows? Will there be more deaths? To my knowledge, I can't remember, but I think as shows go on, they just do get more kills, don't they? That is like the natural progression of TV shows.
Most season 1s, they don't really focus that much on death. It's more about building characters and developing them. So I mean,
well, that's it, troops. That is it. Till next time. Peace.